Hello again. You are watching today on eNCA DSTV Channel 43 with me, Dan Moyana. Now let's take you to Hout Bay in the Western Cape, where taxi drivers have been protesting over routes earlier today. Let's get the latest now with our colleague, reporter Nobesuthu Hejana. Nobesuthu Hejana, I see there's a lot of activity happening behind you there. What's happening? Has the protest been done and dusted?
Well, Braden, what we understand from the taxi drivers here in Hout Bay, they started in the early hours of the morning at around about 4 or 5, where they blocked the roads, especially the route where the My City buses would travel or get into the eNCA area from Cape Town and to the Constantia route out of the Hout Bay area. But what we're seeing now is that they're clearing up the streets. We know that earlier this morning they were burning tires, the taxi drivers. The issue is with the operating of the My City buses in this area, and the issue of the city of Cape Town not issuing with permits. But I'm just going to speak to the eNCA member, Mr. Samkelo, just to talk about some of the frustrations from the taxi industry and why this morning they actually took it upon themselves to close these routes. Dr. just tell us about some of the frustrations from the taxi association, especially CATA, and why we're seeing what we're seeing this morning.
Yeah, look, good afternoon. First things first, the problem that people are encountering here, it's the ignorance that comes from the city of Cape Town towards the small operators in terms of the taxis that they operate in the area, which I happen to be part of them because that's how I feed my children. I also work with them. This thing started some years back. It was 50 cents per ride. Today it's 10 rand. It shows that it's a grown-up business. They started implementing My City some years back, and then they promised that whoever is affected by the operation of the bus, they will be compensating those people. They hosted a string of meetings. They have never done anything from that. So the guys now, this is why it prompted this behavior, because they just ignore them completely as if we are not there. We are there. We need the compensation because they took some of our business away. And I also want to say, on behalf of the association, I am a community leader here, but whatever is here, I happen to account on it. We need to apologize to the communities who were today affected by the strike. It was untimely, but we had to do it because the city don't understand a peaceful language. They understand violent behavior. This is why tomorrow they promised that they've got a meeting with the HBTA, which we appreciate it. We think that they should take decision what they want to do. The next thing, the very last thing, if they operate tomorrow, their buses must make a turn there by Landadno. They must not come this way because they're going to be provoking the guys to react over that.
Let's talk about some of the other issues when it comes to the permits, because we do understand that there were permits that were meant to be issued, but now that number has reduced. So just tell us about the original number and how many operators do have permits to operate in this area.
Our permits are very, very, very small number. This association used to have 84 permits, but now the problem that we're facing, if you go and try and renew your permit, they come out with refusal. They say it's refused. No one is giving explanation why is it refused, but it's just been refused. So they are trying to take the business away from us. The question that we have, all these members who have been doing this, what they must do when they don't have the permits, because when they know exactly that you are operating with no permit, they come and take the vehicles, they are impounding it, they take the money away from you. Some guys, myself, I don't have a small car currently because I got sick of paying 7,000, 10,000 sometimes. So I said, okay, I'll just stop. But they do that. They create the sticky situation for themselves. This is what they end. You know, JP Smith has just bested out saying that we have been sent by guys from CATA and eNCA, this and that. We are a branch in Hout Bay. We are a branch. We are not region. We are under region. And if they have done the same problems for themselves in eNCA, they must deal with it because those people are tired of the city of Cape Town bullying at them. We are also tired of being bullied by JP Smith and his charges. Cape Town is part of South Africa, which means black people are allowed to run business and stay here.
Thank you very much, Wilbert. And that was Mr. Kweke from eNCA here in Hout Bay, talking about some of the frustrations. But we do know that when I spoke to Mr. Jacob Smith earlier, he did say that this is part of what is currently happening in Nyanga, where the Amaphela operators were also, they had violent acts last week on Friday after their vehicles were impounded, and he was saying that these are just part of them distracting or creating chaos around the city of Cape Town. But the taxi drivers here in Hout Bay are saying that they will continue with this, as they don't want any My City buses to operate in the area.
Thank you very much for that update. That's our reporter Nobesuthu Hejana in Hout Bay there in the Western Cape.